Get this.
Welcome to How to Suck at Recording. I'm Britt.
My name's Dan.
Dan's sucking at recording right now.
Yeah, I just didn't have my headphones on.
This is our NAMM 2019 roundup.
You say NAMM because you're West Coast?
It's because I did a stint. That's not really a fact, guys.
No.
If you knew what I look like, that joke would be funny.
Yeah, we're not nearly old enough, but we are old enough to suck
at recording. Something that we're looking at right now that's hilarious is
David Crosby.
That and Godin launches
really sad.
Why?
Let's get that off the screen.
Yeah, that's a little morbid. Well, the Godin launches thing will make your day because that's Phil Collins' new signature guitar. The Canadian manufacturer introduces multi-tack steel from Malign.
I thought Phil Collins was a drummer.
You can play the guitar. It's Genesis, man. He's a multi-instrumentalist.
No, people can only play one instrument. Oh, it does say... Oh, no, a signature guitar for Phil Collins guitarist, Daryl
Strummer.
Sturmer.
That makes even more sense because that's like some low rent, like, I just want a free guitar shit.
Yeah, this is his signature guitar.
I've never really been... I've never been impressed with Godin to begin with. I'm very much...
But this is the acoustic based on that. I see.
Oh. The LR Bragg's electronic
system.
Just give me my guild.
That's great. Seymour Duncan lipstick pickup as well.
Why?
That's right there. Can we get a bigger picture? Nope.
No.
We're just doing a rundown of Music Radar.
That's a heavy pass. I mean, for the people who are attending, pass. For the people who are looking at this stuff and being like, what do I need to pay attention to? You don't need to pay attention to that. Okay, this is real interesting.
Move to the next item.
That's really interesting. I use Ableton Live. I think that's something that,
Should we watch this?
Yeah. Let's...
Oh, we're not getting it out. Hey, let's stop sucking. Hold on. All right, so yeah, part of this part of not sucking at recording is making sure that our playback output matches our recording that we're sending to our recording machine. Let's see if this works. All right, here we go. There we go. It's gotta come down.
I love how every electronic promo is so hype.
Getting that low. What you know about getting that low?
It's like you did a bump of Molly and then you're like, I'm gonna look at dance music equipment, electronic music. I mean, it looks tight.
Touch screens.
So this is to compete with the Ableton Push. Okay, I see you.
Touchscreen technology. This is how we perform now. This is the new type of violin. Stradivarius touchscreens.
Dude, they totally ripped off Ableton. They were just like, yo.
Now
fuck your DAW.
For the record, I've never used Ableton in my life. I don't do the DJ thing whatsoever.
It's not really for DJing either, though. It's just production software, and it's really
well, it does say perform as part of its thing.
Yeah, I use it.
Splice.
I use it for live implementation too. Dude, yeah. They totally jacked. That's so hard. That's hilarious.
So I don't know. Is that an effective thing for you?
I mean, to move away from your computer and then just invest in a hefty piece of hardware that kind of scroll up. I just wanted to see one thing.
I can zoom into these pictures. That's cool.
I mean, yeah, I do like the input thing, but This is probably where I'm at, is that because Ableton actually fully functions like a DAW as opposed to like a piece of music production software, I am going to, it integrates with Live. It's really to compete with Push.
Should we check out this white dude?
Yeah. I really, dude, these
Force
fucking beats, man.
With great pleasure to
Is this good music?
The world's
This is
first
horrible music.
standalone
The guy's hair is
performance
horrible
workstation,
too, though.
The Akai Force. Between the 64
It is pretty
velocity-sensitive
extreme.
pads,
That's
the
high
touch
hair.
interface, integrated synth engines, and literally hundreds of ways of playing melody and harmony, Force offers all of the tools and workflows that make performing music simpler than ever. My name is Nick Trikakis.
At least it's
and
in really
I'll be
good shape.
walking you through this product.
Dude,
We're going to start with a hardware
you even lift,
overview,
bro?
Then we'll dive in deeper to some of the key features that make Force special.
Speaking of,
So let's
I got to
get
get
right
to the
into
gym
it.
tonight.
The first thing you'll
We
notice
gotta
is the
wrap this
beautiful
up within
color
a few
multi-touch
hours.
display.
All right.
This not only looks great, but it gives
Stay
you
healthy,
amazing
guys.
ways of working with audio and MIDI. Editing is so easy, and it's actually a lot of fun as well. The interaction between this screen and the pads is essential to the workflow, so I'll get into that in a little bit. On the left-hand side, you have
We'll get into the
essential
fun in a
controls
little
like
bit.
master
He's
volume,
withholding
menu,
the fun.
transport, and key views.
This is a manipulative
On the right-hand
marketing
side, you have
technique.
A clickable endless encoder, which we call the data dial.
Let's get to the
Offers a
fun.
Tactile
This is
alternative
18
to the
minutes.
Bottom row of
Enough talking,
view.
brah.
So if I wanted to say
Dude, this
record
is-
a clip or launch a clip, I can do so. with
Okay.
velocity-sensitive
So it's like
pads.
Push and then a really like,
Here we
That
go.
means that it's kind of like a guitar. The fourth interval is going to be on the next pad row. So that's what it means when I say pad rows. But look at all the different ways you can set this up.
This does look
Have
kind of cool.
Continuous.
I like that it's got the endless
Scales.
knob. That reminds me of 90s
Minor
interfaces,
scale.
which
The
is
octave of the scale is going to be
what
on
I
the
started
pads.
on as a
And
child.
every note in between.
I think
And when
it's,
it says
I really
continuous,
think
that
it's
means
important to understand that this
root,
is
and then every
basically
single note
half
and
of it is a
continuously
push,
run up on
an
the scale.
Ableton push,
That.
which is already kind of like existing,
Or
and
I
then
could
like
do
a
start on
really
root, which is my
an
favorite.
Ableton, and
This
then the
allows you to do
Akai
things that
MPC
you can't
Live
do
or
on
Touch
any other instrument, at least that
squeezed
I've
on
played.
top of it.
All right,
It's
so I have
weird.
it set on polyphonic now. The
It's-
root note is here. The octave is on top, and then I have every
As-
note within
as
the
long-
scale, and then they're
Let's-
stacked by octave.
let's get to some
I
more
can
stuff.
also add effects to the individual pads. And
It's
if I
got
hold down
effects.
Shift and Mixer, it opens up the
Air
pad
reverb.
mixer.
I know that company. They made a sampler. That's really janky, but it's actually got good sounds.
I'm just, yeah, I think it, in theory, it might sell some units. I wouldn't, if it's as expensive as I think it's gonna be, which is like $700 or $800, I would not buy it.
Yeah, I say let's. Yo, actually, did it have a price? These are all going to be in British pounds because Music Radar is a British. Oh no, wait,
1,000, dude, $1,400, $1,500. No,
that's too much.
yeah, no, man. Like, I mean, the day of the super workstation is dead. Like the day of the like, oh, I need an MPC, 3000 XL is over. We don't need these things anymore. People are just using like the $60 controller and just like killing it on Fruity Loops right now. What do we got?
Are you interested in this at all? Kilohertz phase plant? Because I think these next two are kind of whatever. I don't know. Let's check it out really quick. I don't know much about kilohertz. I've never tried any of their stuff.
I'm open.
I've heard the name before. They're plugin manufacturer, designer.
This gritty photography.
Yeah, this is like 2001.
So I think an orgy video is about to come on. Ow.
It's like I imagine myself in a bed reaching towards this setup here. Oh yeah,
I knew it.
it has looping. It has grouping. Kinda yoy. It sounded crazy already, says Nick Ross of Noisa. Yo, it sounded crazy already. Redacted. What did they redact? This is, what is this, like a
They did have the legal.
fucking FBI like leak?
I like
Is
this.
this a paper from Congress?
I like this way better than Massive.
Yeah, so do we.
I don't. It's another. I'm like over synth plugins. Like I just don't.
I mean, I use them. They're great. I tend to like the really simple ones. Like
I mean, all right, yeah. I should preface like I don't hate plugins of synths. I just don't like. I'm not like, dude, this is so nuts. I'm gonna like make the next Dead Mouse 5 style electronica track. That's just not what I do. It might be good for those guys though. It looks interesting.
what is this?
It's some outboard processing.
It's a MIDI thing.
Digitally controlled multi-stage analog preamps.
The Mod Duo X.
Tailor-made for the electronic musician. It's a standalone Linux-based audio processor that can host an infinite number of effects.
Infinite?
Infinite.
Infinite? Where does it say that?
Right.
Infinite?
In quotation marks. It's like very much finite.
Yeah, air quotes infinite.
So it means very, very much finite number of plugins.
Man, I'm not even sure infinity is a number. All right, moving on. A kick drum pedal. Korg's latest bright idea is the neon-colored Cross SE workstation.
Again, like I don't know why. This is where like electronic companies fumble hard, right? Like they do a couple things right, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I got my stride." Then I'm gonna like come back with a workstation that nobody's gonna use. Like
They look kind of flash.
yeah, but like how much are they? And like for that same amount of money,
They look sassy. I'm sorry.
Sassy.
Wrong term.
sassy.
Yo, you gotta go.
No, I don't have to do anything other than talk shit about this right now.
All right.
I didn't mean that belligerently.
I like this sub headline. The standout keyboard of 2019.
So like, well, think about this. Korg has done a lot of really cool things, right? Like, and we'll touch on some of the stuff for 2019. But like, they bought and resurrected ARP, so you can buy the ARP Odyssey again in a couple of different iterations.
We'll definitely get towards what Korg is doing right.
Yeah, I just think in general, like a Kai or Korg and even Roland, if you shouldn't be introducing workstations anymore. There's no like one big electronic solution, because people have computers now, and that's going to infinitely be more powerful and resourceful than like buying a Korg Cross workstation. I mean, it's reality. I think what people are gravitating for when they need hardware are analog solutions or analog modeled solutions that are ergonomic and really good at doing the thing that they're supposed to do.
Right on. All right, so moving on. And by the way, we're in Chicago. It's cold here.
Yeah,
We're both sort of dealing with that in our own ways.
It's chilly.
So anyway, 12AX7, it's the new trend.
Oh, I mean, well,
Put one in everything.
that's not a new thing.
So anyway, I think I like this trend a little bit. I actually do. This is sort of going along with how amp manufacturers are making like neutral sounding solid state amps that fit on a pedal board. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gotta have that heavy bluesy NAMM sound.
I love playing the guitar, but why is the aesthetics to being a guitar player so cheesy?
Okay, we're way deeper into the video. We're on the same song.
I'm not into
The
this
tone honestly sounds good on this video. But further to the point, this is a new thing. Maybe we'll see this later, but Orange is actually making an amp that is made to plug one of these preamp type things into this year. Previously, I actually demoed. There was a Seymour Duncan one that sounded pretty good. I almost bought it, but then I got my jazz chorus, which covered my bases there. So moving on. Or you got something to say?
Yeah, no, I mean, so I recently had to like buy another amp, right? Like I got back into the amp game, and I downsized in that process, right? So I owned a V4 head, which was incredibly heavy.
Was that the 4x10 Ampeg?
The Ampeg head, though.
Oh, just a head.
Remember the 100-pound head, and then I had the 410 Laney cabinet.
Yeah, I went from a PV Butcher.
Yeah. And those are extremely heavy amps, guys. If you like, the transformers are very big. These are bulky things. So I understand the theory of liking that. When I got my Mesa Boogie. Mark
Which one are
II,
you looking? What's the model number now?
The Mesa, mine?
Yeah.
The Mesa Boogie Mark II A. And it's an older amp.
It's like one of these.
Yeah. It's a great amp, but I feel like it has more tone than that I just heard. Like it's got tone for days. The cleans are great.
Yeah, I mean it's got a full tube, both power and the not only the preamp but the power stages too.
Yeah, I do exactly. But I also like I think when you get into like not just solid state, but the way like when you miniaturize these components and stuff, I don't know if you get the same great sound.
Yeah. You're definitely not getting that big transformer sound. That's for sure.
Yeah,
because those transformers are big, heavy. They don't fit in these boxes usually.
But you said you're really into this kind of like revolution. I mean, I guess having.
I think it's cool. I think it's gonna save guitarists' backs. Like I'm a gigging guitarist, and like I'm not old enough yet where like bringing a tube amp or even I have the JC 120 Roland Jazz Chorus. Bring that to a gig is not killing me yet, but looking forward, I could see that being a thing. But yeah, imagine just like having to bring a 1x12 and your pedal board with a small amp and one of these preamps, a small like Class D or Oranges that I mentioned earlier is actually Class AB. Still, it's kind of bulky. It's bulkier than the Seymour Duncan one. But yeah, imagine just going to a gig and you just have to bring that. Like one trip, you can put it on a little roller or something in your twilight years.
In the twilight years.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I that's all sounds insanely attractive, right? Like on a certain level, I think that the concept is good. I just don't think that the sound. I wouldn't go in with false expectations, right? I would be like, yo, I'm getting something that even with a 12 AX7 tapped into it is going to sound incredibly clean. Even on a distorted level, it's just going to have a very like pristine sound.
Yeah, one of the things I actually don't like about this is my amp from earlier that I was talking about. That thing's like 100 pounds. But I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
I was talking about pristine sound.
Oh yeah. The thing that I actually sometimes don't like about tube amps is that they are so responsive. A lot of people love that. They respond to your playing in a big way.
I do love that.
And
actually.
sometimes I like to just like play through all the notes and like have it just kind of sit there and like it just kind of like you don't need to worry too much about your dynamics. Maybe I'm a bad player for that, but I just kind of dig the sound. I grew up learning on a small,
I don't think these, but those are. I think that's
small solid state amp.
It's called aesthetics for a reason, right? Like we prefer these things because they lend to our point of view, and that's the beautiful thing about this.
It's funny that the etymology of aesthetics is ass, dad, and dicks. Aesthetics. So let's move on.
All right. Okay. That's a lot of information.
Here is this is a trend I've actually seen. Interfaces for guitarists. I know Audient has another one. These guys are putting a JFET circuit in, a Class A pure JFET circuit. Easy reamping,
Avid did
which
the
is
same
kind of
thing.
cool. Avid did it too.
Yeah, like they did like a.
Here's the back end.
The Avid like something guitar thing. Do you like this trend?
I definitely think it has a place. High-end interfaces for guitarists are definitely going to find a market. That's no doubt there.
I mean,
And this one, seems to be $349, which I think is decent.
How is that high end? I mean, like, that's affordable as hell.
Yeah. I mean, I guess high end might be a bad way to put it, but like quality.
Is it because
really
guitarists
good.
are just broke all the time?
Well, it's just like most guys with home studios, it's either going to be keyboards or guitars, right?
Yeah.
Keyboards, any old interface will work because keyboards are just putting out this
Sorry,
line
bass
level
players.
signal. Guitars are putting out like tiny little signals, and we need good amp. You require a good amp because the signal that a guitar puts out is so small.
That's very true. I mean, like, I didn't shop for my interface based around like a guitarist mindset, but I do understand the market.
Yeah, and that's why, like, I'm looking at my setup right now. I have a little Telex preamp that's what I plug my guitar into, just to make sure that it has some good quality gain before it's going to the analog to digital conversion. So anyway, I think it's whatever, good trend, bad trend, whatever. I think it has a market, and the reamp thing is really cool. I think. Where is that, by the way? It said easy reamping up top. I'll just take its word for it, I guess.
Oh, amp out on the front. That's what easy amp
Out on the front. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So it is easy.
Right there.
Yeah, I think that's a good design decision.
I would, if this was available when I was shopping, I'd look at it. I would take it serious.
Like we've been in here in my studio trying to reamp stuff, right?
Yeah.
You've been here with me, and we're trying to put it through our guitar pedals. And, you got to sometimes jump through a bunch of hoops. This makes it easy. So I think that's a good decision. Whether or not this is a successful product, we'll see. IK Multimedia has been around for a long time. So
What is NewTube?
NewTube, where's this?
Oh, all right. So Vox flies the flag with the Union Jack Mini Super Beetle.
Oh, I see. Whatever it is, I don't like it. And this is like, this is kind of a disgusting... The whole thing. I don't know. Do we even?
So, even they...
He's got the YouTube mouth agape thing and everything, and this guy's doing the points.
They made the same joke I did earlier before I even got on it, where we were like, "Isn't this a little bit in poor taste because of Brexit?"
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, "Dude, these sort of." That was so rude. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I just gotta see this.
All right, let's do it. Let's just get into it, man.
It looks like a cheap head.
It's not it's a whole thing. It's like, it's a mini stack.
Wait, oh, I gotta bring this up. Oh, it's tiny.
Yeah.
I thought that was like tilt shift like photography or something. But this is just a normal one without the Union Jack, so it doesn't sound terrible. I mean, it doesn't sound good.
What is NewTube technology?
NewTube equipped VX50?
Oh, so it's like, it's a modeling preamp, and then, or like it's the 12AX7 preamp, and then like solid state.
Okay, guys, enough.
What a waste. Here's the thing, like, that's the hard thing. The hard sell these days is the tube, like the tube preamp with the shitty amp modeling, solid state output. That's like, I would never, as a guitar player, walk into a Guitar Center and be like, "That's the amp I want."
Yeah. I don't know, whatever. Let's move on.
Stylophone.
This stuff, whatever. This seems fun. If you've ever played a stylophone, well, let's just check this out. We'll see.
I'm already a fan.
Yeah, but I mean, like, such an expensive one. I don't know what this costs, but it looks pretty high end. There's a lot of pots on there. So it's basically just like a flat, like, electronic touchpad keyboard.
So, did you ever get into that when Roland released that sequential circuits SE2, which was like basically a mini analog? So, like,
No.
one of the benefits and the flip side to like miniature resistor technology, as with your tabletop amps and stuff now, where you can like have these like small amps for guitar players. They're miniature analog synths.
Yeah. So what I actually haven't heard of miniature analog or miniature resistor or whatever. What do you call it?
It's like miniature resistor and like capacitor technology or whatever. Essentially, like,
This looks awesome, by the way.
yeah, I'm a huge fan and it sounds great.
Yeah.
What's the price point?
It's kind of okay.
It's not bad.
$350.
I mean, you can get the Arturia Brute for around that kind of the same price. It's competing with other,
Mm-hmm. And it's got the onboard controller.
Yeah.
That's kind of pretty excellent.
Yeah, man, I'm into that. I'm just saying, yeah, the whole miniature, like I have that drum machine from Cyclone Analogic, where it's like a CR78 clone, and it's analog. It's just like you can't service it, and it's all in like miniature analog parts.
Yeah, that's cool. That is a great way to go.
Yeah, I am into them everyone kind of reintroducing a lot of analog options into modern solutions, Again, Kronos workstation, like why are
Yeah, who's buying these things?
Scott Storch.
I want to see this. Whoa, look out. See, that's just a bad place to keep your synth. You got all that red dropping from the ceiling.
I'm not clear on what they're trying to sell me on right now.
An Italian piano with a splash of red. I think that's just a piece of furniture, honestly.
That's
something that you show to your friends when they come over to your villa.
It's for composers. Well, they're...
Yeah, I guess.
Play the piano one more time. Can't you, Uncle? Gosh, son of a bitch. That's what that keyword is for.
CP, I don't know, whatever.
Not cool. Korg
Okay.
Minilog XD. What is that? It's a hybrid.
It's got to be like a mini Rogue or mini Moog. It's got to be mini Moog.
Well, the Minilog is like really affordable analog synthesizer.
That's not analog.
This is like hybrid.
Oh, I got to turn up the sound again.
Again by Side Trust, Future Music Editor.
Right.
And
These are the games radar guys.
well, it's NAMM, isn't it?
Oh.
Yep.
We're building up to NAMM. There's loads of stuff sort of flying around the place. We know about some things. We don't know about some things. Early doors. Korg are dropping.
With our 2 analog oscillators.
Yeah.
These
So it is analog,
oscillators are
and
basically
is this
the same
maybe
as
just a digital oscilloscope?
Digital
found
effect,
on the
maybe.
Original Minilog, where you've got kind of pitch and
I like
shape.
having the oscilloscope. It's
This
cool.
waveform
Oscilloscope
screen.
thing.
Yeah,
Oscilloscope.
thing makes a
Just say
return
it.
here,
Oscilloscope.
because we really like it. It's very nice for seeing. What's
It's a
going on.
bulbs your uncle.
Um,
Sorry
Hey,
again, that was really
that's
See how it
racist.
That's
turns
racist.
the shape knob on where
How's
the
Brexit going,
oscillators.
guys?
Oh my gosh. This, by the way, what date is it?
So
I forget.
then we've got this
It is
third
January
oscillator
what?
here.
17th?
Three
Yeah,
modes
it's
on it.
17th. So
a
if you're
VPN mode here, which has got lots
if
of
you know what's
sample
happening
waveforms you can play
in
with.
Parliament,
That didn't work out.
this
so
is
well.
awesome. This is
And
awesome.
then
I would love
noise
one of
generator
these.
They're really affordable.
different types
See
of
the-
noise. If I don't.
This is not. This is like a
And then we've got
hands-on
shape
demo, so they're not
control
giving the
logos
price
here.
point. Maybe over
The
here.
third mode
Yeah, there we go.
Nope. Okay, we're gonna have to take things into our own hands here.
Gone rogue, guys.
New Minilog XT. Can I grab this link? This is my mouse foo. I got an Amazon Essentials mouse here, so that's pretty impressive.
I got the I need the.
This is, I mean, it's a little higher than I'd like to see.
619 is still a feasible.
650.
Just wait for the
619.
resale. Like they'll flood the market, and then everybody wants to sell them for like $350. Just give it 6 months.
Sorry, this shit is so expensive though.
Everything's expensive. Welcome to wage gap disparity.
Yeah, and I know, there's a whole thing about how, these are a lot of just electronics manufacture in general, perhaps we should pay more. And I'm conscious of that, and it's really kind of sad sometimes.
Equips limited edition.
This is something I was looking at.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm always like
Actually
looking
had
at
the
the
tab. We're not really going by tabs anymore, but I had the tab open. Putting tubes inside of your pickup. Now,
why? See, okay.
it's an interesting idea,
The valve bucker.
and it's powered by an XLR cable running from a floor unit. So it's an additional cable you're running into your guitar. It's funny they have two different guitars here. Oh no! So it's one. It's only one.
But if you
This diagram is a little bit confusing.
it's just all right. So it's just letting you know that you can plug a normal guitar in and bypass the valve bucker stage. All right.
But what if you have two guitars, like it says in?
Well, one's the valve bucker, of course, and the other one's your sweet Gibson, bro.
So you need an additional guitar for this to function.
No. No, you need a sweet 59 reissue gold top or cherry red P90
Whoa! Look at this. An additional
1200
euro. I think the exchange rate is pretty even right now.
You just fucking up, man. All right, here's the thing. Why does everything got to have tubes sometimes? Like, it's like when we, as people, go into these, like, trends, we just go...
Oh, he's dead.
Sorry. We just go straight into, like, head first into that whole fucker. And I don't get it. Like, we don't need everything to have a tube preamp section. Like, there are things like...
Speaking of, this is something that I talked about earlier when we were talking about IK.
Nothing has changed over the last 10 years. And check this out.
This is this Audient, which I'm a fan. I'm a fan of them.
Hey, it's Jack and Harry.
Jack and Harry. Let me turn this down. I'm a fan of their stuff in general. They're like, I actually am looking into getting, for this studio that we're in right now, one of their smaller units that has mostly because I know the Audient preamps are decent, which is fine, but they also have what's it called, ADAT, the light pipe ADAT link, so you can get an additional 8 channels in from another interface, which makes it essentially like 18 channels in.
I mean, yeah, I like all of that. I don't dislike Audient. I just think this is humorous that I stumbled into this whole.
Or not, I said 18
world.
channels in, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I think it's more like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 channels in. 12 channels in for a little thing, and it's like around $300-$400.
Oh, man, that's perfect.
High quality.
Yeah.
So I and I've used Audient stuff in the past. I've used Audient mixers back in the early 2000s. And the 90s. Well, Audient mixers from the 90s in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at
Harry
this
from
really
Audient,
quick.
and we're going to take you through our new audio interface, Sono.
So they got the standard, bog standard guitar blues. They showed the back of it
Sono
there up
is the
close. I'm gonna just pause on that because I didn't see a picture of it. Let's see if I can get this to work. There it is. They do have optical in.
Yeah, of course.
So like this is good. I think it is USB-C though. But that's not a big deal.
Okay, let's run it.
This is what I was interested in looking at.
2 valve.
Yeah, it's got a 12AX7 valve right there.
Why do I want that?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't. I personally don't. But again, I think these pieces do have a market. Yeah, the tube, whatever. The IK multimedia doesn't have one. But you know, some guitar players will appreciate that they have that.
I have so much to parse apart about that idea. I mean, thinking. All right, so when you use this 12AX7 preamp buffer in any sort of situation, then you move to like solid state amplification. What real, like, are you achieving like great warmth, or is it like nominal? I mean, there's like, I don't know. I have like a lot of like, I think it's superfluous to a certain degree. I don't think you're enhancing or even really warming up your sound a great deal after it's processed.
Yeah. I mean, this thing also has like a bunch of like simulators, and then, yeah. For me, the 8-act's a really nice touch.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against it.
Price point is decent.
I just asked this question in earnest because I definitely think about, like, not everything that you throw a tube into is going to make it sound better or warmer necessarily, or like really add more bang for your buck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's like I honestly, you know, sometimes I think, is this like a market snatch? Like, oh, like we did a bunch of market research, and then this is what we came up with.
It is a little bit functionally like a little cool colored LED that you would have on a piece of equipment, but you are genuinely running signal through it.
Again,
It is affecting, it is amplifying, it's affecting the signal, bringing it from one impedance to another.
maybe dollars to donuts. I think that I would rather pay for maybe more in DSP than that, or like something that's gonna overall keep me running at peak optimal than like maybe like some not like nominal warmth over your like overall spectrum, and then after you process it, are you even really getting that warmth through? Like, I don't know. Like, that's the thing, is that like this is where it gets dicey to me, is that like for your engineering costs and all that other stuff, I would have paid for a better processor or more processor.
Yeah, for me, I would have paid for a straight angled, or not, instead of the angled plug here. What are they doing with this angled plug here?
What?
Running parallel? Like they couldn't get a straight plug for this shot
Because
in this video?
trust me,
What the hell?
you didn't pay $5 for a latte before you got your MacBook Pro and decided to play some blues music, because people wanted to feel your pain about having to get oat milk instead of normal milk because it makes your tum hurt.
Dude, if you're shit talking oat milk right now,
I love oat
I'm
milk.
going to ask you, okay.
I love oat milk. My wife's a vegan. I'm not. I just love talking shit on Williamsburg hipsters. That's what I like doing. Here we go.
Here we go. This is what we were talking about earlier. This is Orange's new
The
thing.
Tremlord.
What's it called?
The Tremlord.
Tremlord?
The pedal.
Oh, this is
baby
the
power amp.
Tremlord, right?
And that's the
on the left.
The Tremlord. I love the name of the Tremlord.
But yeah, this is, this is called the pedal baby.
Let's run. Let me hear this. All right. Let me like.
He does
Hi,
bunch-
I'm John Denzel Dines,
bunch
and
of
I'm here at Orange
talking
Amps
at
to talk about the
first.
Pedal Baby 100. The Pedal Baby 100
And then he
is a
does
solid
playing
state
some kind of-
100 watt
on some
neutral
cool
sounding
guitars.
power amp for use with pedal boards and So I've hooked up my revival
So he's
drive.
basically
but first,
explaining
let's hear the
what I
sound of the
did
Pedal
earlier
Baby on
about-
its own, completely flat.
Not bad. Let's hear that again.
I like.
And now-
I like that better than the other one.
What other one?
The one that.
And now the revival drive.
No, this is actually the counterpart to that the other one, the Polish one, the one by the Polish manufacturers. I forgot what it's called. This is the power amp stage. Get out of there, guys.
And that was a pedal that I
That-
thought you were
that
talking
was
about
a
that
pedal.
40-watt power amp that has a 12AX7 in it.
That the one that we just did, the Audient.
No, the one. The again, it was another one of these like pedal platform amps.
Hold on. I was talking about a Seymour Duncan earlier. Here, let's go back.
Yeah, that
This
guy right
one.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a preamp.
No, it's a tube amp. It says it right there.
Yeah, it's a tube preamp.
Tube pedal amp. Pedal
Delivers
tube
40
amp.
watt out. Oh, you're right. Oh my god.
Boom.
Okay. I thought this was just the pedal for it, but it's got a 40 watt output. That actually changes things for me.
It can be used as a guitar preamp too.
Yeah.
But I'm just
This could be really cool actually. It's so small, but it wouldn't be useful to me because I have a really loud drummer right now.
yeah. If you were at the jazz club trying to impress the chickadees with your Charlie Christian intros.
Or at the blues club with the jazz drummer.
Yeah.
Or if you just got the gig with your drum machine.
And I feel sometimes when I'm getting so low. Come away. Ooh, and you see the guitar. That Strat's means business. All right.
All right, so I apologize for misunderstanding understanding that. All right, there's that orange. I'm glad he's got his plugs in.
I feel like this was a little more rocking. The voicing is a little bit more friendly.
Yeah, this is definitely. I mean, you gotta like. I mean, this is a louder amp. The other one's 40 watts. This
Now
one.
let's try a much heavier tone
he's
on the orange backspin
playing
tutor.
into it, you know. The way you play it, though, is a big part of it. Gotta have those nut locks if you're gonna play in drop D like this. I mean, this may even be drop D flat.
Hey, bro, do you locks your nuts?
Definitely, you gotta tune down to D flat to rock those nuts.
You got it. I remember, hey, I didn't use a nut
So
lock
far,
when
what
I
you've
tuned
been hearing
in drop
is the
C.
orange PB.
What was that?
I didn't use a nut lock when I tuned in drop C. I'm a man.
Yeah, I'm decidedly anti nut locks. Are they called nut locks? Because that's actually a really funny way to call them. They do lock your nuts.
Yeah, they
your
lock
nut.
your nut.
They lock your nut.
I bet Mike Pence is a big fan of the nut lock when he's shredding.
I may have.
shredding away on.
Does Mike Pence play guitar secretly? You think?
I would too, with that kind of face where he's like, yeah, I could definitely see him trying to be like, and then he's playing Stairway to Heaven all the time like a dickweed.
The stores.
All right. There's some other cool
The
shit.
pedal baby is 299 pounds, which I believe, doing quick math in my head, is like 300. It's under $400.
That's great. That's affordable. You just eat ramen for like a couple weeks as opposed to like months.
I do have some good ramen.
Junbu Market. If you're out in Chicago,
Dude, they sell Shin Ramyun right
Dude.
at the market by my house.
Which one?
The Rico Fresh.
Rico. Oh.
I just saw it and was like, yes,
That's amazing.
Ramyun.
Ramyun.
All right, the Trem Lord, much more expensive. Are you interested in this at all?
Yeah.
Let's watch a few seconds.
Oh.
It's got a nice tremolo.
It's a nice tremolo. Which is different than vibrato, guys.
Yeah, vibrato is pitch. I like that graphic. I mean, Orange had this kind of like thing where it became kind of like, before there was memes, it became sort of a meme brand.
Yeah. I mean, the history of Orange amps is amazing. Their original amps, and then the divergence of their company to another company named Mata Amp is amazing.
The Mata amps are, if you can find them, are amazing.
They still make them today.
Really?
They're just insanely expensive because they're made exactly the same way that they've been made. You know, it's like Dumbles for stoner metal.
Yeah. Well, it was Dumble. I was wondering, because I was about to ask you, what was that one? Is it spelled like that? Dumbbell or Dumble?
Dumble.
Dumble.
Yeah. And there's the
What?
Yeah.
Look at this. $22,100.
And that's a Dumble modded Fender Brown. It's not even the Dumble. Like, I've seen Dumbles go for exorbitant amount of money. They're supposed to be the best sounding amp ever for a guitar. I don't know if I can subscribe to this.
This is down from 27,500, 27.5K. I should really do that when it's thousand. I should say K.
Okay.
Now that we're doing an audio podcast.
That's true.
So, yeah. Holy cow. This just looks... I have an amp that looks like this. The Bandmaster. This is a Bassman.
I think it's...
This is another modded one.
Yeah, it's...
So Dumble was... he's just a guy who was modding old Fender amps, and then when he made his own...
Yeah, like you get... Yeah,
Steel String Bender.
Is that an actual one? Dude,
Steel
that's a
String
clone.
Singer.
And that's a clone. The Steel String Singer is like his one with like the extra headroom where it's super clean. And then then there's like the normal Dumble. And these are like the most expensive guitar amplifier.
This one?
There's like an article down there. They're like the actual Dumbles are extremely expensive. $50,000 for an overdrive special.
Jesus. All right, moving on NAMM.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, not to like get completely off topic, guys, but expensive
right.
amplifiers.
Now Waldorf is back.
That is tight.
What is Waldorf about even? I don't know. I've never understood it. Like they say they do all this new stuff, but it just sounds like trance music to me.
I think it's because they like have made digital synthesis as close to like analog synthesis and like user-friendly capabilities. Like the Waldorf Wave is an amazing synthesizer. So them coming back into it is just going to provide really more. So yeah, like this dual PCM wavetables. This is not for like analog aficionados. This is definitely for your like, yeah, I will use any form of synthesis possible.
So this is the previous model.
Yeah.
From last year.
And I like some of the digital synthesizers. They provide very unique sounds. Like I like FM synthesis on its own right.
I mean, how does it improve on like a virus or something like that?
I think the sound is just better in general. I don't like the virus necessarily too much.
I mean, I don't use many outboard synths that are older than
Waldorf
from like 1993.
Waldorf, the original Waldorf stuff is really expensive to get your hand on. I think that the takeaway for these is that they're just cool, and if you're into that kind of like, I need to collect synthesizers and that's all I do is make like electronic music, then that's very important because Waldorf is a good, like you said, trance or atmospheric. They produce great sounds like that.
I'll take your word for that. So this is just a fun video that I thought, and it sounds cool. Like if you like Stranger Things.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, I like the art on this thing too. This is like totally up my alley. I'll turn down the audio a little bit. Clipping.
So it's like a mod box, huh?
Yeah, it's a modulation and delay. It's just, which is what modulation is.
I'd like to have this.
Yes, very much want this.
Is that a spring in the... Oh, yeah, I really want this, actually.
Yeah, is that a spring?
Yeah, that would be great in line with, like, the synths, like, for what I do. I love this.
Yeah, having this on your table, like, while you're mixing...
Even playing live.
Or recording, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, this could work live, but... I don't do a lot of electronics live, so... For me, this would just be like sort of sitting on my desk while I'm recording or mixing. And it seems small enough that, could just fit in a small space. Yeah, it does have a spring reverb in it.
I want it.
Yeah, that's really, really
What's the price?
tight. Oh, it's expensive.
Like everything I'm gonna buy is expensive. Britt,
It has a real BBD chip, which is bucket brigade delay, which is
got
an
the real
analog
one?
delay. Yeah.
I want that. I also have you looked at this other thing that I've gotten myself into? This it's called the Space Case TE2. You should check this out real quick. It's not coming out on NAMM or anything, but if you want, like, if you're into time-based effects that are just fucking crazy, this is the new thing. This is what I'm gonna save my money to buy next. It's awesome. It's got a bunch of like looping, crazy stuff. Don't look at that, guys. Don't sign up because I'm trying to buy this and not have it be impossible.
Don't worry. This is our first episode, which means no one's gonna see this until like next year, if anyone sees it.
If anything.
Okay, now we're getting to the
Fun stuff. Fun, affordable.
feature stuff here. Do we want to hit the Gib first?
Yeah, all right. So Gibson is back.
They're back, baby.
I don't know if they're really back after that abysmal fail that nearly bankrupted the company, which was the robotic tuner.
You think that was it?
I think that, or maybe overpricing your guitar builds to like $5,000 or whatever.
Yeah, and then like selling the guitars where like people would buy them and then just immediately replace the electronics if they were serious at all because the electronics were so shitty.
Yeah. So they've been struggling. They're just struggling.
Oh, and their new CEO is former Levi's CEO James J.C. Curley.
Oh, well, I mean, he's going to have to strap those work pants on, man. He's got a lot of work to do to put
That guy
faith
likes
in
his
it.
jeans right there and his SGs.
And see, don't sink any more money into the SG. Just leave the SG where the SG is. What do you think? Here, we followed
get him
guitar politics and stuff for a long time. What do you think it'd take to get Gibson to be back and competitive in the guitar market, which is not that great of a market to be in right now?
Not much. I think they just need to get their electronics straight and need to lower their price point on their premium products. And by premium, I mean just like their standard Les Paul, their standard SG, and also offer tiers that are more affordable that do have all those features but cut a few corners, such as like the finish not being perhaps just getting more affordable finishing options like matte finishes, finishes that don't really necessarily age, because that's the whole thing really, is that when you get a finished guitar, it has to cure over many years before it sounds like it's supposed to sound.
Yeah.
That's why people buy vintage guitars and pay a lot for them.
Yeah, I mean, there's also exploitation of the market, rarity, and whatever else that contribute to that. Like, I think what scares me is that I don't think Gibson will come back because the guitar has to become popular again, and like you're not getting these instruments or cheap learning instruments into the hands of people who want to continue playing, because that's like a lifelong thing. To get someone to buy a $5,000 guitar, you have to have them being able to play the damn thing, so just look at it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just don't know what's gonna. Because when was the last time you've been like, yo, I really want a Gibson guitar?
8th grade.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the last time I was like, oh, I'd really like an ES 335 or something, and then you.
Well, now that you mention it,
Yeah.
an old ES 335 would be pretty nice, but not a new one.
No.
When was the last time I wanted a new Gibson? 8th grade.
Yeah, when was the last time I wanted a new guitar is also another thing. Like, I don't know. But I mean, like, that being said, I'd totally buy like a 2000
I don't know.
Fender.
Where's this? Hold on. This is funny. If I can do some internet. Oh. It is, I don't know. I just wanted to. Look at these pickups. Ibanez, always a fun company.
Yeah. I feel like Ibanez has mastered the art of always just staying in their lane, but always having fun doing it. Like, they have never, like, they've tried to do the art course shit, but they didn't take it that seriously. Like, they take their RG shit to a new level.
Yeah,
Yeah, RG 5000.
that's right.
Man, those are intense guitars.
I can't zoom in anymore. I want to go in like even deeper.
You just want to fall in the pour of.
I want to be subsumed. I want to be swallowed by that. Okay, so let's get to, first of all, we got the vocal drum. Where'd it go? There it is.
Vocal modular.
This is the
cool.
synth.
Yeah.
There's the drum.
Vocal drum.
I say we look at the drum first.
All right.
So these are cool things. This one, how much is this? I've heard the price hasn't been released yet on these things, but I've heard it might be around $200.
That's not bad though.
I don't think it's bad at all. I keep on forgetting for some because I opened these tabs earlier. It's not saving my volume. So we got another white man playing these electronic beats.
Same guy.
What?
It's got to be the same guy.
No. His hair is not so high.
And his hands are old.
He's got the retro LCD display.
Sorry, ladies, I'm taken.
16 levels of accent.
I mean,
That video was being played backwards and forwards.
if the promo video wasn't so trite, I'd be like, it's got more rhythm, sir.
Okay.
More rhythm genres.
I don't really have any interest in that.
Nah.
It's cool, but
Whatever.
this is cool. I mean, this video again, another white man in the forest this time though.
I want to create in the forest after buying my $5 latte.
I just like to go out to the forest and like mate beats. Like just make some sequences and
Sometimes I like to take the train all the way to Central Park and just sit there and think about all the poor people and then make.
jeez.
This analog vocal modular.
West Coast style. By that they mean bukla.
Oogla.
I like to walk by the water and think about the sequences I just made on the rock.
I like to think about all the Supreme purchases I've made over the last week.
And then I usually do my investments.
And then I usually call in sick and watch way too much pornography.
Oh my god.
Maybe I'll catch a Knicks game. I don't know. These are my post-depressed thoughts after getting
Are the Mets playing tonight?
the Mets playing tonight. Will Pitchfork ever review my album?
Don't get me started. I almost got started right there.
You almost got there.
But I like this. I want one, despite my socialist tendencies.
I'll take it, dude. I'll buy one. If I can find one for
Desire.
cheaper, yeah.
It's desire, man. It's a bitch.
I gotta fess up sometimes. Sometimes I buy these kind of things and I'm like, I'm gonna be totally creative with these things. And they end up just being like,
Yeah.
just being these toys that you like play around and sketch ideas on. And you're like, oh, I totally did this cool thing where I was forced to ride a plane with my family for 6 hours.
You're totally right, and I need to back up my desire a bit because, yeah, you're totally right about that. Where it's just like I got my New Year's resolution. I'm gonna save up. I'm gonna save up my lunch money so I can get my Korg Volca
Modular.
my Mars Volta.
You do an all Vocola modular Mars Volta cover record.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a Mars Volta cover on my Korg Volca. It's a total concept album.
And then I'm gonna send it to Cedric.
I'm gonna put it on my Bandcamp and send that link to Cedric, straight to
Oh,
Cedric.
man. Yeah. Everybody. Then Pitchfork will pay attention to me.
Again,
Don't get me
I'm
started.
gonna ask you.
Step away.
All right, so
What's the price point?
again, they don't have it as yet, undisclosed price. So we might get that tomorrow. Who knows?
I feel like you will. Battery powered option, built-in speaker, so kids on the train can annoy you.
CV. Well, I mean, they're gonna be wearing the headphones, or unless they got one of those little speakers.
Yeah. See.
Shit.
I mean, I'm for this. Like, I like these kind of things, even though I may not necessarily think that they're like meant for professional or real real application use, right? Like, these are prosumer things to get people in through the door for synthesis and like serious about looking at that as a way to express themselves. So I'm cool with that, and I think it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. And I really do hope that the price point can be so that it's more widely available to a wider group of both young and old musicians.
Yeah, I'm into it. I would do it. Yeah. I back it. If it's under $200, I'm definitely going to get one.
And I also hope that all the electronics inside were raised on a cage-free farm and assembled by well-paid, blah, 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 blah,
All the
blah.
ICs on the were assembled by adult hands.
Free trade
Free
IC
trade.
components.
These were soldered with adult hands.
Yes, soldered by well-paid,
Robots.
moisturized adult hands.
I'm sure that this was inside. Like, most of that was assembled by robots.
Well, yeah. You know, life is a... And on that note, I think maybe we should wrap up
Yeah.
this first episode of How to Suck a Recording. If you've listened this long, God bless you.
Yeah. Later, y'all.
Later. Oh, yeah, my name is Dan,
My name is Britton.
and bye.
Bye.